Well, hello again there, boys and girls. Now, first and foremost, subscriber race is coming up. Only about 2 weeks now. So make sure that you go to the link in the description, click join that league. It's free. We want to race with you. So also get in on the Discord. And one of the biggest reasons you can get in on the Discord is for some of the setup help. Generally, a lot of people associated with the channel are really just out there to help. They want to help you. All right, which is why we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I have a special guest with me. And you can see that name down in the corner. That would be Lou, and that would be visual that you see in the chat and the live stream all the time. Why don't you say hey, Lou?
What's going on, guys?
All right, awesome. So Lou's going to help us kind of work a set, and we're going to kind of walk through a couple things. Now, how fast did you make this set go?
With these track temperatures, we should probably be able to get it down into the probably like 19.8s, 19.9s.
Okay, yeah, that's bad fast. So if we look at the splits, we were running 25. That was our quick lap. So we should be able to blast that. Now the track is cooler than we were running before when I was running, so I'm very excited to see what we can do here. So Lou's always a monster help in the live chat and everything. It's awesome when he's here, and when he's not here helping with the setups, we're generally a dart without feathers. But I think we did okay, with the Martinsville setup this time around. Um, but yeah. So anyway, Lou, what do we got? Do you want me to go into the garage so we can show this, or do you just want to kind of take some laps and then go on from there?
No, we can head into the garage now, and then I can kind of give the guys an idea on the changes that I'm making and what we're doing. So what we got loaded in your garage right now is just our baseline setup for the track. I haven't adjusted for this cooler weather. When I made this setup, I made it for a 92-ish degree track temperature. So we are going to make some changes. One change that I did make is I changed the rear stagger from 1.5 up to 1.625 for the cooler weather, and I changed the front end stagger from 1.5 that down to 1.375, and that's just to help the car rotate a little bit more through center since we're going to have more grip.
Okay, I
Um,
gotcha.
and then the process that I'm using for this setup is the max ballast and the max camber theory. So basically, what we're doing is we're really maximizing the transition weight of the car with this setup. So if you go into the chassis, you'll see that the ballast board is going to be at 79. This is a theory that got brought to my attention last season. I can't remember the guy that told me about it, but I mean, this isn't something that I came up with. Somebody showed me that, and with the max ballast and then the spring rates being at 150 in the fronts. Um, so what we're doing is we're locking that front end down. As you can see with the bump stiffness, we're letting the front end dip all the way down, and the rebound stiffness is maxed out at 16, so we're keeping it down there. We have max cambers for the most part. I mean, we could run a little bit higher on cambers, but it's probably going to over rotate, so that's where I have them.
Okay.
And then in the rear is where the real trick comes into play. The spring rates in the rear are 500 pounds in the left rear and 800 pounds in the right rear. Again, this isn't something that I came up with. This was something that was found by Leahy. He's the guy that does the virtual, the VRS setups.
BRS, yeah.
Yeah, so it's he found this, and I've been running with it on and off this season. I don't like it for more oval tracks. For paperclip tracks like this, though, I do like it. I like it for this. I liked it for Stafford, and I also liked it for Thompson. So. Uh, so we'll run with this now. Go ahead and run a couple laps here, and then we'll make
Okay.
some adjustments. Now this is our qualifying setup, and things will change for the race setup, but not so much. The car will still feel the same, but I just want to make sure we get a qualifying time because it's so important to qualify good here.
Yeah, 100%. And Bruce, I mean, that's kind of why we're doing this. In reality, I mean, Lou's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, but a lot of the theory kind of holds no matter what. And if you can tie the front end down and get the front just to stick, I mean, by running these really low springs, running no bump stiffness, meaning the shocks aren't trying to hold the car up, they're zero, right? Rebound is when the front end's trying to pick back up. So we're really trying to tie this down by not restricting it coming down and really restricting it coming up. So we're really trying to get the front end just stuck. So let me pop out of here. We'll throw a couple laps in, and then the race should be in about 45 minutes or so. And I think everything should be good pedal-wise here, yeah. Now, as far as the line that you're running, Lou, I mean, are you entering low, or are you still entering like really wide, or groove up?
I back my braking points up really far on this track, so I enter kind of low and let the car rotate because the car is so good at rotating. But you don't want to get down to that yellow line like immediately. You kind of want to have a little bit of an arc in just so you can get a really good drive out. But I'll let you know whenever we start, doing the laps. I'll let you know if you're going in too hard, too soft, entering too hard.
Yeah, that thing does dig around the bottom.
It does. Braking way later than I do. Try backing up your braking points significantly and letting the car get to that center and rotate through so you can power out.
All right.
Your car's probably going to blow up here pretty soon because you're at 100% tape.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Let me bring this thing in because we're about to pop.
Yeah, like I said, it's on 1 and 2. Like I'm braking maybe 3 or 4 car lengths after that black banner on the wall, that black paint on the wall on the right hand side.
Gotcha.
I mean, like my braking point is really back there, but I'm braking really softly. You know what I mean? You're not almost to the point where you're just balancing the car out and then letting it get to that center and then rotating through. There's a lot of trail braking.
I gotcha. Let me tweak the sounds just a little bit, because they're saying they can't really hear you all that much. So let me just kind of back everything down just a bit.
I could turn myself up too if needed.
Sure. All right, go ahead and test that. See what it sounds like.
Test. Hopefully they can hear us now. Like I said, I've boosted mine up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I gotcha. I think that should probably be okay. And I'll just turn the system volume up a little bit. I'll just have to play with it a little as we see. That's some serious oil temp. Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and practice this one more time.
Touch the corner.
Yep, touch the curb there. The thing turns like really well, so I'm trying to just trying to get used to that, because the thing ours was it would get to about the center and then it would start to kind of pick up. It was really picking up the nose. I mean, that was really the big thing. And this thing just rotates in so well, and it just keeps turning, you know.
I'll tell you what, let's put the race setup in there so we can do more longer runs. Because one of the things I'm noticing already is you're driving in really, really deep, way too deep for this track.
Okay. You want me to hop out, or?
Yeah, hop out.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in the race trim for right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Sounds better? Okay. So, as of right now, I mean, we've already picked up 4/10. So, where's the cross weight at? Right now, I
Cross
think
weight's gonna be at about 61.
61%.
63 actually in race trim.
63. Great googly moogly.
All right, let's try that out.
Okay. So you're just putting the race setup in it?
Yeah, race setup's in so we can do more than a couple laps without blowing
Okay,
up.
gotcha.
Like I said, focus on backing that braking point up a lot, not being as aggressive on the brakes, and just let the car rotate through center.
Yeah. It's almost like kind of like coasting in almost.
Feels like it.
Now, where were you saying letting off? Like right at the black signage?
Nah, a little bit after.
A little bit after? Okay.
Yeah. Like right there was pretty good.
Now, when you're getting back in the throttle in this setup, are you picking it up hard, or are you like kind of gradually getting back in?
I squeeze into it. I don't snap it down like I do at other tracks, but it's not real gentle. As soon as I know my car has the rear grip, I'll power into it pretty good.
Okay.
It's not a snap on, but it's a pretty gradual squeeze. All right, now is the car doing anything that you're noticing that you want to change?
No, I think really it's just trying to figure out the line that this car kind of wants to take a little bit, because I mean it's plenty fast. I think it's more a matter of me kind of making inconsistent laps with it, if that makes sense. I feel, and this again, I'm so used to driving these things way harder. I feel like I'm like coasting into the corner, which I mean that's probably for the better.
A track like this, because the turning radius is so steep, so you want to do everything you can to preserve your right front tire. You know what I mean? So if you think about it, just like you hear everybody talk about, an empty box. You have an empty box, and when you slam on the brakes, you're shifting all that weight forward, and when you start turning to the left, the marble inside that empty box is going to go to the front right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you're putting all that weight on that front right tire, and that's if you're driving it hard, hitting the brakes hard, and then getting through the turn that way. To where if you have a more laid back approach to the corner, you're not transferring all that weight up there as abruptly. So your car is going to be more balanced, and it's going to maintain that front right a little bit more. So over the long run, your car is going to be quite a bit faster.
Gotcha.
And then because of the way the springs are set up in the front here with only 150-pound shocks, you have so much mechanical grip that you can afford to have that backed off braking point. But I mean, if there's anything you want to change on the car, that's what this session's for. We can make those specific changes just for you. This isn't set up how I like to drive. So
I gotcha. Do you want to look at tire temps, or what do you want to do as far as that goes? Yeah. Do you want me to put it in the box?
Yeah, if you could just park it over so I can check out the temps, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I'm assuming your right fronts are going to be a little worn down, a little more than what I would have them wore down in that amount of laps, but just different driving styles.
Gotcha. What's up, Glenn? And Randy. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, if you like escape out or you tow out in a practice session or something like that, like it negates the tire temperatures, correct? It's a reset?
No, I'll still be able to see them.
Okay.
Your temps actually weren't that bad, to be honest with you. All right, go ahead and jump out of the car. What kind of changes do you want the car to go through?
I'm trying to think here. I mean, honestly, the car feels really, really good. Um, and I mean, you can tell me since you've driven this setup. I mean, does it loosen up over a longer run?
No,
No,
this setup is
no.
the setup's real stable throughout the entire run. Um, did it feel loose on exit to you, or was it tight on exit?
No, I mean, again, I think a lot of it is line sensitivity, and just kind of me not running consistent laps every single time. But again, kind of the way that I like them is to almost be not quite like hanging out, but I mean definitely able to get loose up off the corner. So I don't know if there's like a small change we can do there to loosen it up a little bit off.
Yep. I changed your rear rebound stiffness. Try that.
Okay. Where was it at before and where is it at now?
I was at 10, I changed it to 16. So what this is going to do is going to give you more stability coming out because it's going to be tied down and it's not going to have as much transient movement.
Gotcha.
So it'll give you more drive out, and it's not going to feel looser coming out, but you'll notice more dig. You're basically driving a little bit more off your right rear.
I feel like I can carry a lot more speed through the corner than I'm like giving this car credit for. Like I'm slowing it way down, especially in 3 and 4. Really not kind of rolling quickly through the center. Just not taking advantage of what's so good about this setup.
Well, it's a really, really stable setup.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, the thing feels pretty nice.
Well, you're already down in 232, so I mean you're smoking what you were running already.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because of the slight change we made or if that's just because you're getting used to the setup, driving it better.
I think a lot of it is getting used to the setup, but it does feel good. I mean, it does feel like it really, I think the word you put on it, digging up out of the corner is a lot better. The thing feels like it just rises up out of the corner a lot stronger than it was.
What about your entry? How does your entry feel?
Feels really stable. It's more like in 3 and 4, like it feels like the rear end starts to kind of come around, but honestly, I think it's just because the thing's turning so well. And I think the later you brake, the more that nose is, you know, got all the weight on it, the lighter the rear is. So I think a lot of it is driving it too hard into the corner, kind of loosens it up on entry.
Yeah, it absolutely does. One of the changes I did make for you is I run quite a bit lower brake bias, so I run all the way down at 51. I changed yours to like a 56 because I do know you like to drive in a little harder than I do.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can even back that out a little bit more if it still feels like it's wanting to come around on you.
Oh no, it's not like a dangerous coming around. It's just like you can feel, you just really kind of feel like the car pivot, which is a good thing. I mean, the thing is, honestly, it just feels like it's on rail. If you hit the right line with it, or not like that, if you can hit the right line with it, you know, the thing is a rocket.
some really good, clean, consistent laps, except for the one where you walled it. But
yeah,
other than that, it's real consistent.
yeah. I mean, the thing, it really does kind of just drive like a dream. Now, as far as like line that you run at Martinsville, like, because 3 and 4 are definitely different than 1 and 2. I mean, are you kind of cutting back down the track in either end of the track? I generally like to kind of take 3 and 4 wide and cut it back down just because of that kind of dip coming up out.
To be honest with you, I don't focus on it, so I'm not sure. I would assume I run them a little bit different because I know I run 1 and 2 way better than I run 3 and 4. So I don't know if that's just because the setup that I have is better in 1 and 2. I know the progressive banking in 1 and 2 is a little bit more than the progressive banking in 3 and 4. So that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, it's possible. I just know pretty much every car likes to get looser out of 3 and 4 than it does out of 1 and 2.
Yeah. And 3 and 4, I probably drive in a little bit deeper than I do in 1 and 2, just because I know 1 and 2, my speed is going to be coming out, and in 3 and 4, I want my speed going in, just because my exit speed on 3 and 4 isn't as good as 1 and 2. So I try to overcompensate sometimes. I think going a little bit too hard, and that might be some of my personal problems coming out of 3 and 4, but. That's just how I just know that I brake later on 3 and 4 than I do 1 and 2.
I gotcha. How much fuel are you putting in this car?
7 gallons.
7 gallons, yeah, because that's the thing. Every time we come in, it fills the car full of fuel because I have the fuel automatically checked. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll want 7. 7 gallons will get you to the end with about 5 laps to spare. If it's a really, really, really cool track, like that one race that I did where the track was only like 71 degrees, I only had like half a lap to go. With 7 gallons. So.
Just drinking.
Yeah. So anything cooler than like a 70 degree track temp, you'll probably want to bump it up to 8.
Gotcha. And I mean and correct me if I'm wrong here. I mean, most of the late model stuff is going to be, is it 50 laps or is it more? Because I thought that it used to be like 70 laps or 60 laps.
Well, late model has pretty much always been 50 and 60. 60 will be for like South Boston, linear, things like that. 50 for everywhere else. Super late models used to be a lot more laps. It used to be 90 laps in the super lates.
Yeah, that's what I was reading before they started doing the heat racing and everything. But yeah, Brandon, as far as chat goes, yeah, we've got Lou in, and then he's going to be crew chief in this whole thing. So we're on Discord with him right now. So unfortunately, no spotting duties for Brandon. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think of what we can do to this thing, to really kind of perfect it. I mean, really, the thing just feels great. It's hard to mess with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, we can just start tinkering and seeing if we pick up time here and there. You know what I mean? And then just go back if it doesn't pick up the time.
Sure. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, the other thing that we could do is put more laps in the qualifying setup. I mean, to me, it drives pretty similar. It might stick a little bit better, but I mean, overall, it's not that different than the race setup. It's not like it's looser or anything like that, so.
All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll load that qual setup in just so we can get that dialed in for you.
Okay. Let's take a look at our quickest lap here. Yeah, we were only pretty consistent right there, and then it just started to kind of fall off a tenth or two.
Yeah, fall off at this track just because it is such a sharp radius in the turns. Fall off will happen quick, but then once it happens, it'll stabilize, and then like at lap 40 or so, you'll hit another fall off.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't fall off that much. Like when I start with this setup, I generally run like a 20.15 to start out, and then by the end I'm running like a 20.9, 21.0. You know what I mean? If it was a blistering race where I got competition, I'm running, you know, around a 21.
Gotcha.
But all right, man, I got the ball set up in there. Go ahead and jump in and see what we can get it with this. I didn't have it on live. I had no idea you were on the track.
Yeah, if I didn't hop that curb right there, we would have run quicker that time, but...
Engine's ready to expire. You're not even getting max horsepower right now.
Gotcha. Well, at least we had some other people jump in so we can kind of compare where we're at.
I don't recognize any of these guys, but that don't mean they're not fast. I got my ass kicked by a guy that was under 2,000 iRating yesterday. Me and Josh Hart both did.
Really?
Yeah, Josh Hart's a 7,000 iRating driver, and the guy smoked us. Matter of fact, I think that's him right there, Chris Fletcher. That looked really good.
So I think we can get into the 19s here. I really do.
Yeah, you should be able to get into the 19s with this set in these track temps. Is there anything you want the car to do different?
No, I mean, it feels really good. It's right on the edge of starting to like brake traction coming up out the corners. I mean, hard on throttle. So, I mean, it feels really, really good. I mean, the thing is just kind of having the faith to drive it in and let it roll through the center with more speed than what I'm used to. Just because the setup's just that much better. Chris Fletcher. So there's a bunch of guys in the twos. So.
Yeah, I just looked. It's not him. But I've raced with Chris before. He's no slouch. So if we're beating him by 2/10, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
He might not be in ball setup though.
Yeah, maybe. Say we had it, I just totally bounded up coming up off it too, that's all. Pac-Man scheme. Yeah, I mean the thing feels really, really good. Let me do this. Since it's 9:54, let me register for the race. Now, Lou, when you do this, I mean, do you back totally out and then jump back in the sim once you registered in whatever practice session it throws you in, or how do you go about it?
I do, just to play it safe. I've done it to where I registered before and missed the entire race because of it.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was time to go qualify. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just got lost in
exactly.
that.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. I typically just quit out of the simulator and then just go back through the official sessions and then register for the race.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. So anyway,
Yeah,
let's do
it's
that.
normally how I do it.
But before that, I want to look, just kind of see where we're looking in results here. So we put down a 20.037. I think that we've got a 19 in us, depending on what the weather holds. But we'll see how many people are registered up. We'll go from there. But let me quit out of here. And yeah, so
Got 11 so far.
11. That'll be decent. That's more than we had before, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, more will join to the 10:15 race on Fridays is usually pretty popular.
Got black flagged in an A-class race. That was fun. It's not good, Jack. It's not good. 4x me didn't even lift. Dumped him the next turn and he protested. Yeah. Well, when you dump somebody, you're liable to get protested whether or not they deserve it. Only 1 week? Wow. Oh, okay, I got you. Making contact. But session's rolling up here, so we're gonna jump back into session, and Lou will have to find us again, and then flag us down at the gate and say, "Hey, can I be your crew chief?" So Lou, I had a couple questions. I mean, how long have you been on iRacing?
Going on 3 years now.
Going on 3 years. To the outsider, I mean, honestly, you're every video I've pretty much watched of yours, you're generally first or second. Every single one of them. How much practice do you put in before you actually jump into a race session?
It depends on the track.
I know some
Yeah,
tracks you know like the back of your hand, like
yeah,
Thompson.
like if it's USA or something like that, then I
Yeah.
hardly practice at all. But if it's like Thompson or Stafford or something like that, then I generally practice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before I jump into an actual session. At least a couple hours a day.
Damn. A couple hours a day. What's up, John? So the session that I'm in, track temperature, 94. So the last session we were at was what? It was 83, right?
Last session, the track temperatures I think were 86 or 85.
Okay, I gotcha. That's right. I jumped into
So,
one and then hopped out and got back into
yeah,
another
so
one.
we'll
That's
have
right.
to there'll be slight adjustments to be made, but this setup is so stable. Um, it really doesn't need too many adjustments, even when the track temperatures get a little bit higher. Um, but little ones will need to be made. Stagger probably will have to be adjusted. A little bit of tire temperature, possibly, depending on what they look like. And
Gotcha.
then it should be pretty good. I'm jumping in there with you now.
Gotcha. So it looks like we got 16 drivers right now. Well, 15 teams, 16 drivers. 0.6 faster, Daniel. See, a lot of it depends on the session that you're in. So we're going to be considerably slower, this time.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, with this plate, we'll probably be about 2 tenths slower. Or with this track temp, I mean.
Hey, Daniel. I'm sorry, I had you muted. What did you say?
I just said we'll probably be about 2 tenths slower
I'm just
with this
messing
track temp.
around because
Gotcha.
the football player in Danica.
Oh, Daniel's just giving a shit. So one of the guys in the sim and everything.
Ah, gotcha.
He was like,
You
"Daniel
have me
Rogers."
muted. I'm offended.
Don't be offended, Daniel. I had everybody muted since yesterday.
You're good, man.
All right,
Just to
so
clarify, you are not the famous Hail
and
Mary
Aaron Rodgers.
throwing football player.
So I'm definitely an Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I'm the Aaron Rodgers. But, yeah. All right. So let's see.
Good luck, man, in the race. We only got a few minutes, I think. I saw him like, oh shit, I should probably run this.
All right, I'm gonna load my setup back in for you.
Cool. So we got 17. What's the max split for late model? Is it 20?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. At this
might
track, they split us at like 7 cars the other day. Like we had 14 cars and they split us. Or maybe it was 18 and they split us. Yeah, it was 9 and 9.
Yeah, well, we just hit 18. So hopefully a bunch more people show up. Otherwise, this will be kind of lame. I just wasn't sure if they would run it like, probably not like the K&Ns, where it's like, you know, it's another D series, but you can get, I think 24 is the max split. And yeah, Bruce, I mean, say the person we have in sim with us, Lou, what's your I rating right now?
5,000 something, like 5,064, I think. Or you know what? No, because I blew up last night. It's like 48.90 now, I think. I went into a race last night and forgot to change out of my qual setup and blew my car up and finished last. Lost like 200 I rating.
Damn. So Daniel said he's set up and his temps are 86. I mean, we'll have to see what the race session holds, Daniel, really. I mean, what is the optimal temperature for your baseline set, Lou?
I set mine up for a 92-degree track temp, so I mean, this should be pretty good right now.
Yeah, so you could, in theory, Daniel, loosen yours up a little bit. And I think the changes that, Lou, you had said you'd made because we had a cooler track temp was a little bit more rear stagger, a little bit less front stagger. I think that's kind of baseline of what you had said that you had changed when we hopped into our session.
And I took the rear left tire pressure down by 1 degree or 1 pound, so I went from a 17 to a 16.
Gotcha. Is it 16 on both the left front and the left rear?
Not for the cooler temps.
Or sorry, left rear and left front is what I meant, but yeah.
No, it's 17. Well, right now it is a 17 on both because it's 94 degrees.
Yep.
But if it was cooler than this, if it was like in the 80s, I would go 17, 16, 17 front, 16 rear.
I gotcha. See, like my brain would tell me, well, if it's going to be cooler, we could put more air pressure in the tire because it's not going to build so much. I mean, that's kind of where my head goes. And I think you're looking at it more like spring rate, like softening up the springs, right?
Which, yes and no. At this track, because the radius of the turn is so sharp, then the squishier tire will get you more grip and allow you to turn better through center.
I gotcha. Now,
but that's only for a paperclip track like this. Most other tracks, you're right, you would go to like a maybe 18, 17. You would go up 1 degree in the front left to keep the car from rotating. Or
Gotcha.
up 1 pound, I mean.
Yeah, I gotcha. 1 degree of difference, like 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something.
Right.
Right. So let me see. Let's hop in practice. And we've got qualifying setup or race setup. I wasn't paying attention.
We're in qual, and I made slight changes to it just to tighten it up.
I gotcha. So I saw that the front stagger's at 1.5 and the rear's at 1.6, or is it? I think it's at 1.6, right?
Yep. So that front right is, like I said, that's tightened it up a little bit, so we're not getting so loose coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely looser. Let me wrap my hands around this thing.
Go high. Car outside. Clear outside. Low car down low. Low car down low. Go high.
Yeah, to me it feels like it's
another tenth out of that. To be honest with you, you can probably squeeze another tenth, maybe even a tenth and a half.
Yeah, easily. I mean, we messed up that first lap pretty bad. I would say overall it feels a little bit looser on entry, um, by a fair margin. Let me put one more little run here down and just make sure. Yeah, we're gonna let these guys go. Oh yeah, it's loose. It's plenty loose. As far as getting back on it like super aggressive, yeah, you just can't do it. I'd say it's definitely slipping like the rear, kind of getting in. So here, let me hop out here.
Track temp already went up a degree. We're already at 95.
Yeah, here, let me look at the replay here because it feels like the car's just stepping out when we're getting into the corner here.
Well, that's easily fixed.
Yeah, it's pretty close to wanting to step out, getting in. So I don't know if you just want to kind of soften up the right rear just a touch, or what. I defer to you on all adjustments. I know it's crazy, David. So much, and this is so much just wrapped up in track temp.
All right, try that.
Okay.
I think you're going to find us stable now significantly.
Okay. We're a little bit quicker. It's definitely better. I mean, just because of the temperature, it doesn't rotate the center the same exact way, but it's just not going to.
Well, you're driving in a little bit hard again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I am definitely pushing it harder just because we're in qualifying a little bit, but I'll try and back it off here and see what it does.
Yeah, I guarantee you if you back it off, you probably gain speed. I mean, you don't want to, like, break at the start-finish line or nothing like that, but...
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this track is all about exit speed, not about entry. And that, you know, I try to convince people that all the time until they finally try it. And like I said during the race, you know, if you're consistent with that entry and consistent with you know, being committed to having that backed up braking point, you're going to save the right front as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Davis, I mean, the higher the temperature, I mean, we're going to make less horsepower, you know, but mainly it's in track grip. I mean, you're talking minimal differences in terms of the horsepower. In real life, you just tune the carburetor a little bit different. But cold air makes more power, for sure. And I don't know if you were in when Lou was talking about that when you ran. What was the temperature in that session, Lou, that you ran so quick in?
It was 72, I think, or 73.
Oh my
something
God.
stupidly low. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the car actually was picking up my left front tire from my baseline setup, so I had to change it that much because there was so much drive off.
It was carrying the left front.
Yeah,
That's
and
fun.
it was overcast.
Oh jeez.
So I mean, like it was like the best case scenario for racing. The only thing that could have been different if it was like 65 degrees overcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only way I could have possibly been faster.
Oops. Whoops. Good thing we don't gotta pay for a new one.
I know, right?
Oh, seriously. It'd be amazing to, like, if they charged you. Imagine if iRacing charged you a dime for each time you did a hard reset like that. Imagine. Imagine how different this sim would be.
I would have no money. My wife would divorce me.
Yeah, right. We've got no money. Why? I was in a practice session for about 3 hours. Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we got 24 teams now, so that's cool. In terms of driving and everything, I mean, it feels pretty good. Do you want to throw race setup in it? Just to make sure?
Yeah. Alright, let's save this as your qual set.
Saying we should be going into race session here in about 4 minutes, guys. Lou's making Evo tweaks.
Alright, ready to go.
Alright. So we hit 3s. What do you think we can get? Do you think we can get 2s? I imagine we can get 2s. I mean, not in this set now, but who knows? Maybe we'll pick up speed.
Well, with there being a little bit of extra weight on your right rear now, you're not going to lose as much speed as you would think.
Yeah, that's true.
Racing the full trim. That enter is better than any of your qual entries. This guy's going to slow you up. That was going to be a fast lap.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, as far as the split data going, it was pretty close to what we had ran in that qualifying lap.
Fast. Oh, we'll give you a shot.
So who's in here with us?
Kyle Edgar. He runs with me in my league.
Okay.
He's fast.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking, like, I haven't gotten any, like, notifications about you going live or anything. Are you still streaming?
Not as much as I used to. Probably in a month or so, I'm going to start streaming again. My wife and I moved, and where we moved, the internet out here is pretty rough.
Uh-huh.
upgrade out here in a month. So, you know, I went from having 500 megabyte download and 100 megabyte upload. Right now I have like 50 down and like 5 up.
Oh my God, 50 down and 5 up.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like 75 down. I don't. Whatever it is, it's not good enough to stream.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I might be having to put a phone call into our company and seeing what they can do. Because every time it starts lagging, like the logs for OBS are always saying like, oh, you know, it's a connection stall, bandwidth connection stall. Even though on the other system, I knew damn well it wasn't.
Yeah, and then if I do start streaming again, I'm probably gonna have to make another account just because being a moderator now for iRacing for their thing, and they don't want me streaming on the same account that I'm a moderator on. So
yeah, exactly. So how did you end up getting that?
Cisco from LSR TV, because I've been a mod for him for a long time, and they're the ones doing the iRacing esports network stuff, and he just put it in my lap.
Gotcha. Dedicated fiber optic to my house. What's up, Waffle? That'd be an interesting thing. Say Waffle's saying you'd be interested if they started a season with a budget, and if you wasted like enough cars, you'd be out of money.
They used to run a series that did that in NASCAR 2003.
Yeah.
He used to admin that. Yeah, that's how Nimcross actually got into iRacing, is because he ran that series that did that budget and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you ever run like NR 2003 or no?
No, this is the first time I ever played.
So what made you get into this?
Grand Theft Auto 5, as weird as that sounds. I started doing racing in Grand Theft Auto 5, fell in love with it, and I was like, man, what can I get into that's more realistic? I started doing research, and I was torn between this and Assetto Corsa. And the big thing with Assetto Corsa was it was mostly against PC, and this was against other drivers, so came to this.
Gotcha. Well, we got a 15 driver split.
Nice.
Yeah. So
you
granted,
got Kyle Edgar in with you, Chris Fletcher. Yeah, you should be all right here.
Yep. And what's our info looking like? So it's 93 degrees. So it's pretty much the same session we were just in.
The guy that kicked my ass is in here, Cale Martin.
Cale Martin?
Yeah. Yep. He beat me by like 3.5 more seconds.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to iRacing from GTA. Yeah. Steve in the chat was talking about came from Gran Turismo. I just was watching when I got laid up and I got hurt really bad. I got laid up and was watching Jeff Fabiano stuff, and I watched him doing the iRacing thing. I thought it was really neat. So when I got healed up and stuff, picked up a setup and fell in love with it. It's a lot of fun.
Kyle Edgar, what's going on, brother?
Hello.
You ready for Concord this weekend, buddy?
Just want to be cold. Trickle me to Harry Hog. So if we look at kind of where we're at right now, so this is what we're going to end up running here. 17s, 22s, 1.5, 1.625.
Are you in this race?
Basically the full balance that we were talking about. Crossweight's at 60.4. And
crew chief and pit form, their spot.
Same spring setup they were looking at before.
10-4. Yeah, I'm gonna be like second last. I got no stat here.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be rolling with.
You said you have no
right
stat?
around a qualifying set here, so we only got 2 gallons on it full tape.
Yeah, I'm just using the baseline.
Well, don't that. Hold on.
Alright, well there's definitely people quicker than here. What's up, Mark? You got me started. Ah, cool, man.
Just gave you a qual setup. I'll give you the race set after.
Yeah, just so you know you're still in voice chat there.
Buddy.
Yeah, oh, okay, guys. I gotcha.
Can't let buddy go without a setup, man. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. He's saying he's running the baseline set. I can't let him do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Bill Elliott NASCAR Racing. I think that was probably the first NASCAR game I ever played. Played it on DOS. All right, guys.
Nice.
We'll see. Somebody put down a 1 in practice.
Yeah, it was probably Kale. Oh, it's Fletcher. I don't think Fletcher was fast.
Green flag. Here comes your first 5 laps.
Ah.
One more lap.
Damn it, hit the wall.
There's the checkered flag.
You know what you did wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really messed up 1. Just got back to the gas way too early.
Yeah, and you, your braking point,
Oh, yeah.
you moved it way back up again.
Oh, yeah. Dangle the qualifying carrot in front and we'll bite.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it won't be a walk in the park. So I know that you've helped us in other stuff, Viz, where it's like been, okay, Aaron qualifies and we just kind of drive away when we've had like good visual help before a race. This one for qualifying middle of the pack here, like fifth or so. I mean, we'll have a race on our hands, no doubt.
Yeah, and you're in there with some, like I said, that Chris Fletcher, Kale Morton, both of them guys are really, really fast. I don't know who Corey Dunn is, but apparently he's quick too.
Yeah, the only bummer is they got lower iRatings than we do. Yeah, A class is best, PJ. So it goes rookie, D, C, A, B. And there's a B in there too, because I know my alphabet really well. Davis, thank you for saving me. Alright, let me know when you got race set up in there. Looks like everybody qualified except for John, and I know one person hit the wall, so probably him. Clutch, our special guest, would be visual. So Lou is in here. So yeah, for anybody who's just joining up now, we've got Viz in here with us. And he's been kind enough to lend us this set and kind of tweak on it a little bit. We've made really minor, if any changes, in the practice sessions. We ran 2 different temperatures, one in the 80s, one in the 90s. This temperature is much more along the lines of the hotter session. So I think it's like 93 is where it was.
Yeah, 93 right now, 68 ambient, 93 track.
Gotcha.
And the race setup is in there. You're good to go.
It's just telling me to wait right now. Because I think we're still in qualifying right now, I believe.
Yeah, for another 30 seconds or so.
Okay, yeah, we're still in the qualifying session. Yeah, we've got an A class, PJ. So when we run yes, sir, Dustin. When we run the NIS cars, like the Cup cars, those are A-class cars, but they open it up to everybody else for the NIS. So they only have to have a C license to drive the A car, if that makes sense. But if you want to drive like open setup for the Cup cars, the monster cars, you got to have an A license. So. Yeah, they should all. Yeah, pro is best. Yeah. So there's only how many pro licenses are there, Viz? Are there 50?
I'm not sure. I've never aspired to run that route just because it doesn't do short track racing. But
yeah,
and I know they take like I want to say 10 a season, maybe 10 every new season.
Yeah, I know that they run like at least for the oval stuff, they run the Cup cars, and then they like if you were the top 30 in the peak series, you keep your pro. If you were the bottom 10 or 15 or whatever it is, those people are basically in jeopardy of losing their pro. And then they have the road to pro series where basically they take the top however many, and they go back
Practice
into
coming from
peak.
the back gate.
That's how you get your pro license.
Whoever's in the back there's blinking like a
Blinking like a. Well, somebody didn't grid in front of us, so we've inherited third spot.
oh, I can't see the number. It's in a black car though.
Pretty sure that was Kale too. He's
Dang.
yeah.
Trying to make it hard on himself, I guess.
Well, not like getting a free one there.
I know, right? Just jumped up 2 spots.
You just knew you were gonna beat him anyways.
I know, right? He just pulled over. Intimidation.
I want to know who this 9 car is putting in that kind of time.
He's a wizard. He drives by sense of smell.
He must. Damn fast.
Now you're launching in second in this setup, right?
Yeah. His car in. You just going that rubber boat. Car outside. He's at your door. At your fender. Still there. Still there. Still there. He's at your door. Pinching you low. Stay low. Still there. Clear back. You're pulling him. Looks like you got a lot of pace on the 2 cars behind you, so you should be good there. He's over his right front, so you're going to be able to avoid him pretty quickly as soon as he hooks it up. You got about a 4-car length lead on him. Keep hitting your marks, be consistent with your braking points.
Come on, dude.
About a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps, and we're going to be going on 1 lap traffic. No damage to the car.
Come on, 15, you're blinking.
So it's starting to get a little bit loose up out of the corner, but I mean, it's nothing that's too bad right now.
Yeah, that 3 car's way overdrive. It's gonna be.
I mean, we're doing our best to just float it in. So it's getting a little bit tight in like 1 and 2. It definitely turns better in 3 and 4, but
Just put some road pressure on you now. Looks like he's consistently gonna run you clean though. He had a couple times he worked right down and did.
yeah. So really now we're just carrying too much speed through the center. We're pushing out and having to wait.
Three underneath. Is that a door? Still there. Car low. Plenty of room. Car low. Still there. Or even. At his door. Still there. Still there. You're at his door. You're at his fender. Clear. Alright, 20 laps in right now. I have a feeling this 3 car's tires are going to blow off. So just be consistent. It seems like he's driving it super hard.
He's definitely driving in and he's carrying more speed through the center than we are. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure, but
To me, it doesn't look like he's carrying more speed through center. It looks like he's actually able to power out sooner than us.
yeah, and I would say that like we can't really commit. It doesn't like rotate. Like it gets loose up off on the straightaway, but in terms of that like 3/4 out of the corner, it's not really turning at that point. He's definitely getting back to the power quicker than we are. halfway home.
21.074 is your last lap that you ran.
So out of curiosity, what is the leader running?
20.999 when he's in heavy traffic.
Yeah.
You were all over the track.
And you weren't?
No.
Clear with no traffic. He just ran a
You can't keep it in a straight line for nothing.
21.053, so I mean, you're not that far off the speed.
Thank you, 13.
Matter of fact, you guys are running about the same speed.
So the thing just got wicked loose up off before, but didn't hit anything. Certainly made the rear tires heat up though.
But whatever my line is, it's still faster than yours.
I'm just gonna let the race play out.
That's what every loser says.
That's what every loser says. Oh my god, people.
If you were looking to wreck each other, you at least let me by first. Yeah, I'll let you by. I'm not gonna wreck them.
High, still there. Is that your fender still there? Clear.
Man, he's fighting him hard up here.
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, we benefited from it. So that's
Oh
good.
hell yeah, we did.
And he had to run the low line like 2 laps in a row, so his tires are probably a little bit cooked. Alright, so we need to find new speed coming off the corner with our setup. You're not getting news coming off anymore though, right? It's pretty much big.
A little bit. I mean, it really kind of depends. Like 3 and 4, it's the right amount of loose, you know. now that I've kind of adjusted the line and everything. We're driving, kind of diamonding and just driving it straighter up off the corner. That's what I'm doing, just to try and make it so we can get back to the gas.
Whatever you're doing, we're catching this, guys. Keep it up. Till I said something. We're not catching them anymore.
I know, what the hell, Lou? We got, what, 5 to go here?
6.
6. So I don't know if we're going to get to him. It'll be close. So honestly, I think he's going to have to make a mistake.
Well, you're actually turning faster laps than meters right now, so keep it up.
See, the problem is the 3 has to be 2, because we're running damn near the same exact lap times.
Yeah, you're about a half a tenth faster than him per lap. What we need to do is start this process earlier in the week. So
Yeah.
we can down when it's set, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't really know what we change about it, you know? The thing feels really good. I mean, on a longer run, since we've had some time to, like, really go on a longer run with hotter temperatures.
Well, there's things that I can do to get the car to rotate more through center so you can drive out, but then it does cause a more loose condition, you know what I mean, if you overdrive it.
And we never do that.
Right.
When last race?
So it's just one of those things where if you want to pick up a little bit more speed, you know, you gotta kind of make the adjustments and then adjust your driving style a little bit. You know, I have to do the same thing, you know, like whenever I got my ass kicked the other night by Kale, you know, I made a couple changes and I changed my driving style to compensate for the change.
Good one, Corey.
Yeah, but I mean,
Good
overall,
win, Corey. After the last
0x.
one, you definitely deserve it, but
0x, 4th place. We'll see if we gain anything in iRating. It's gonna kind of depend on the strength of the field, but
You should. Because,
You're a piece of shit.
if I'm not mistaken, Kyle, he's over 2,000. He's 8
You had a
cars,
couple
so
hours.
very stout strength.
ask anybody.
these two girls are bickering up here. Aaron never overdrives anything. Thank you, Mark. So anyway, let's check out the temperatures and
Ooh,
stuff,
that's
because
for
I'm
sure.
interested to see.
If I had to guess, I'd say
The race is over.
I'm gonna say 228 fronts and 216 rears. Is what my guess is.
Way cooler, wow.
Wow, way cooler than that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
216 fronts, 193 rears. That is how is your right rear cooler than your left rear?
Good question. I mean, it probably has to do with us diamonding the corner. Like if we're parking the bus and dragging
Yeah.
that left rear when we're doing it, I mean, that kind of makes sense. But still, I mean, we're driving it straight up off. I mean, that should probably cool the right rear versus, run it hotter when we're turning and driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, that might have something to do with it. But yeah, I
And
mean,
your tire pressures didn't change? That can't be right.
hot pressure is 21.4 on the left, 21.1 on the left rear, 26 right rear, or 26.7, and then 30 on the right front.
Oh, so mine is just wrong. Mine's saying your last hot pressure was 20 even on the right front, which is lower than what we started with.
Yeah, right.
I love iRacing.
iRacing. The physics, the simulation. All right, let me pull up the results here real quick. Show you guys that. Rights for 95. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we could have probably run it harder into the corner. I mean, what do you think looking at that tire wear?
No, because if we would have ran it harder in the corner, we wouldn't have the speed coming off. It's not so much that we're killing the tires as much going in. It's just if you're driving too hard, you're sacrificing your exit speed.
Yeah. I guess the people get wrapped up in it. And I know that I do when people come across the radio that are running like at the front of the pack and they're like, yeah, my right front was like 43% and, my left was like 94%. And it's like, what are they doing that's so fast and that they're using up these tires that I'm not? Like I feel like sometimes we leave a lot on the table with the tires.
I don't know, because like last week at Martin or at Thompson, I didn't. You know what I mean? I got the world record there, and my tires are never that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that just doesn't make sense to me about that, but he's from Texas too. I'm pensive. All right, so here's the results, guys. It was a 2-split, so I think they had, 28 cars? Or 27 cars? It's a pretty good show. So we were the 2 car with a 3490 or 34 whatever it was, 3470, but we gained 21 in I rating, plus 0.16 in safety rating, so we'll never argue about that. But strength of the field is much lower than what we ran earlier in that other race. So we took home 106 points, but that was less points than what we took home before. So let me go back to the session here for the race. Let's see what our quick lap was.
20.582.
20.5. Just trying to look and see like if we changed anything.
Track temperature was 97 degrees.
Damn.
So I mean, it got hot.
There are definitely laps that the thing was working better. Or laps that just were good laps. Like lap 29, we ran a 21 flat. Versus, the lap after that was a 21.2. I think that was when we passed that guy, if I remember right. See how good my memory is.
Yeah, 21.2. There's no way that they screwed up with that. There had to be a pass there.
No, it was just a garbage lap. Didn't pass anybody.
Really?
Yeah. Compare that to lap 29, the lap before it. We're at 29.0. Man, even with that bobble, we ran a 29.0. Wow. Or a 21.0. So when you look at like setup stuff, and this is probably helpful to people that are in the chat. My bad with the bump. Oh no, you're fine, Dustin. You're fine. Honestly, we skidded it off in there. I mean, the lap that you passed us, we were way the hell up out of the groove. So watch what we do and how we mess up here in 3 and 4. And what I was saying, Biz, was, you know, when you look at like the tire wears and the temps, I mean, how do you determine like, okay, we can run more camber, or, you know, we could run, you know, a lower air pressure, or what? I mean, are you looking at wear? Are you looking at temperature?
For camber, it's neither. To be honest with you, camber, it's all about the feel of the car. Is the car over rotating or under rotating? Just because it's so low right now. But the tire temperature or the tire pressure, yes, it's all about temperatures, and is the tire holding it over its so like with this track, it would have been great to be able to run 16 pounds on the left and 20s on the right, because you're going to get more mechanical grip, but then your tires are going to start falling over themselves, so you can't run that. So I had to go 17 to 21.
Gotcha.
And then you can look at your outside tire temperature and see if the tire is folding over. You know, if that outside tire temperature starts getting really, really warm and more even across the board, then you know that tire is folding over a little bit, because we are running such a high camber.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's weird, but
Yeah.
like I said, with this setup, I think we probably left maybe a tenth in the beginning off with this setup. Just 'cause, you know, like I said, it takes way more than an hour to dial in a good set for an individual driver. I mean, I probably do 9 hours of practice per week before I jump into a race.
See, that was the answer I was looking for, and I think that's important for people to understand, that it's like, you know, people who are running like you, that have got, you know, some pretty ridiculous iRatings and stuff. I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, there's so much more practice that goes into it instead of the race. I mean, if you're practicing 9 hours a week, how many races are you running?
Well, I do ghost sessions, so I'll jump into the races and I'll ghost, which means I can actually run, you know what I mean, and I can get a feel for how fast I am. And then, so for example, like if you were ghosting this section and we see that those cars are pulling away from you coming out, then I know that we need to make a change to get your car to come out of the corners better. So when I'm building this out for myself, I do the same thing, like, okay, well, you know, like this guy's pulling off on me coming out of the corner, so I need to figure out a way to drive off. Is it my driving style that I need to change, or is it my setup? Usually it's a mix of both, and then I make those adjustments as it's needed. You know what I mean? Because there's so much you learn from running with other people on the track.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I probably do on Mondays when it changes over. A lot of times I'll run a race at like at 2:15 a.m. because I get home at midnight on Mondays. So I'll run the 2:15 a.m. race, and I'll just run that with my baseline set, because the strength of field is so low, I can just pick up an easy win. But then Tuesdays and Wednesdays I don't run at all. I'll start logging in when I can, and you know, in the really high strength of field races, I'll go in and I'll be trailing guys like James Pearl and you know, Josh Hart and those drivers that are like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 iRating, and see where they're gaining speed on me at, and then tweak as needed.
Gotcha.
And Wednesday is when I start actually running races.
Gotcha. I'm watching lap 25, Kale. Oh my God, he literally slides all the way through 3 and 4, and he is so sideways coming down the front straightaway, it's not possible. I mean, he literally just drifted through the whole damn corner. Watch that in real time here.
Is it his lap 25?
Yeah, his lap 25. I mean, he's stomping the throttle trying to get the thing to correct. Guys up in front of him trying to wreck each other. Now, one thing I did want to see, what the hell is the 15 and the 14 so pissed off about? Oh my God, these guys. Holy shit. Oh my God. Alright, so the 15 about dumps it down the front straightaway here. Yeah, good run, Dustin, man. Good job. See, the 15's just all over the damn place. They weren't kidding. He's just loose. He's just loose as shit all over the place. Let's fast forward here and see what happens. Oh my god, are they just knock doors down the straightaway? Wow. Tries to cross him over, gets all up on the curb.
I love watching guys that
Seriously, Parker Brown. Oh my god. This car is just out of control. I mean, he's either in the wall or sideways coming up off every corner. And finally he got up underneath a 14. This is lap 26. 14 just gets up out of the groove and just smacks the wall hard.
I'm on 44, 45 right now, and they're still banging each other.
Oh my god, really? How many incident points did they clean up between the two of them? Let me see. I've got the results up.
16 and 8.
Oh my god. I'm surprised the one guy only had 8. I mean, the one guy, I mean, he knocked the wall down, the 15 car, he knocked the wall down at least a dozen times. You know, whether or not he got 2s from it or how many he took 2s from, I don't know, but
Yeah, well, lap 49, the 14, not, just kills the wall and then comes down and spins the 15. So that's probably what the 15 was bitching about.
they were racing hard, like lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, for last place.
For last place, was it really last place? Yeah, it pretty much was last place. Everybody else had quit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. Before I let you guys go, I mean, this is a good Q&A session. What'd you say?
Retaliation too.
I know. Oh my God, these guys are all over each other.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm at lap 42 or 43. So, have you been able to post any setups again in the actual Discord or no?
No, but I think I know what the problem is. Well, I did the one. I did my Thompson stuff.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, you had posted setups before. It was just for whatever reason. I know you were trying to post one up. Was it the Martinsville set you were trying to post?
Yeah, it was this setup, and then for whatever reason, it won't let me drop it in.
Huh. Here, let me. Is it okay if I save it and throw it up in the Discord for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So if you guys error saving setup, that's just great. Awesome. Well, whatever. So as far as setups and stuff, I know you've posted a bunch, in the actual setups and stuff within the Discord and everything, which is really cool. Lets people run a lot of stuff. I think Daniel was saying that he had a setup that might have been yours. I don't know. I didn't think so, considering you hadn't posted it in the Discord that I saw, right?
I might have given it to him in the race.
Oh, maybe you
get
did.
my setups out.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean that's the big thing. So, I mean I definitely appreciate it and taking the time and doing this. We've been meaning to do this a long time, and it was really cool to actually sit down and do it with you. I know you kind of gifted us a setup more than anything, and then we kind of tweaked it. But I mean, it's good to know like what the speed feels like, just to kind of get a sense of it, versus kind of the sets we were running and what a really good setup feels like versus what kind of a mediocre setup feels like.
Well, the thing is, though, and I pointed this out before, is this setup's a really good setup for me. For you, we might need to make there might be 5 or 6 little tweaks that can gain you another tenth and a half on your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's it's going to be a solid set. I mean,
Oh yeah.
If I give you a set, it's going to be solid for anybody will be able to drive it for the most part, and it's going to be better than baseline. But to tweak it for each individual person, it's such a time-consuming thing. Like I said, if me and you started in the late models earlier in the week, and then by the time we got to Friday, we would have a set so dialed in for you that you know what I mean. You'd just be way faster than what you were in here.
I'm sorry, I finally got to lap 49 with 14 of the 15.
Wasn't that great? Wait
Oh
till
my
you see what
God.
happens after lap 50.
Oh God. Let me play it here. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, just
Wow.
not even trying to hide the fact that he intentionally dumped him.
Holy shit. Wow. All
Like I
right.
said,
Let me.
I
I was
love
playing it
watching
in slow
angry
motion,
drivers.
so the volume wasn't interfering. Let me play lap 49 again for you guys. So the 15's beating the back bumper off of this 14 here, and he's all over the place, man. He is just so squirrely coming up out of the corner. He's got to be shifting or something. Literally just knocking him all over the track. Damn. Freaking he sees him. Crosshairs. Wow. That is ridiculous.
Oh, it was awesome.
Is it protestable? Absolutely, Davis. It's
Oh, yeah.
100% protestable. 100%. That's ridiculous. And he was driving like a douchebag the whole time. I mean, both those guys were just being jackasses around each other. One guy's got to be smart enough to say enough's enough and just pull over if you got a brain and let the idiot go. But yeah. So anyway, so Lou, do you think you can send me that set and I'll post it up in the Discord for us?
Yeah, I'll send it to you over on Facebook.
Okay, cool. So again, thank you very, very much, Lou. That's really too kind of you to spend, a couple hours with us, and shake this thing down and do a lot. And hopefully we can do it again at some point in further on in the season. How many weeks are left in the late models? Do you know?
4, I think.
4 weeks left. Okay. So at some point I'd like to run a full season, and probably they won't get the super late model fixed for next season, correct?
They're saying September they'll have a fix for it, but we shall see.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I mean
I know.
they're saying, but
Yeah, they're saying.
like I said, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I think there might be 6 weeks left in the late models
I have no idea.
in this season because I think we're in week 5 or 6 now, so there's 6 weeks left.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe we can do it again at some point. And I can't remember where else they're running this season. Do you know?
Sobo next week.
Sobo next week. Well, I'll get with you, and maybe we can do something for that, or the week after or something. So, but thank you again, and you guys on YouTube and everything. Thank you guys so much. This week is week 7. Thank you, Davis. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, like, subscribe. Get notifications. Make sure you hit the bell, and you can join us when we're live. Thank you again, Lou. But until the next time, guys, take care.
Take care, guys.